So my first theater experience was the most harrowing. The one that I had my thyroid taken out in 2016 was scary as. That one was done at night. So let's continue. So what is the experience in the theater like? And on this one, I'll say that my 3 experiences have been different, because reason being one, the 3 theater experiences were in different hospitals, of course, performed by different surgeons and at different points in my life and for different reasons. So the surgeries definitely never felt the same, from the procedure to the recovery time and everything around it. One, I didn't have an experience with theater. I didn't know anyone who has gone to the theater who would tell me what happens there. The only information I got was from my doctors, from the doctor that was going to, from my anesthesiologist, anesthetist, and also the doctor that was treating me the thyroid, because you're first treated before you go to the, now to have the surgery done. So when I went to it was done at Kijabe, AIC Kijabe Hospital. I'm sure most of you know like my Kenyan, viewers know the hospital. And I went to Kijabe. I didn't get treated by the same doctor. I didn't have the surgery done by the same doctor who treated me. I only went there after my treatment was successful. And the main reason I went there was because of the cost of a surgery. The doctor that was treating me, now my thyroid specialist, the one that I go to see after today at KNH Doctors Plaza, I couldn't afford his surgical services because they are quite expensive. So I just went for the clinics, for the treatment, for the medication and all that, the advice that you would give me. But when my thyroid was now ready for surgery, I went and sought help from Kijabe Hospital, because the cost there is like, I spent less than 80,000 on a procedure that I would have paid 250,000 if I were it to be done by the doctor that was treating me. So you see the difference. And at that time, we didn't have the money. So what I did, I went there and started, maybe I did 2 clinics, and then I was booked for theater after they confirmed that everything is okay and that I'm now ready for the operation. So actually I was super excited, because finally I would have this thing that is, that is causing mayhem in my life be taken out. So I was booked for a surgery. I don't remember the day, but I reported the previous day in the evening so that I can have the surgery now the morning of the next day. So I was advised, as usual, the way you're told when you're going to the theater, you're not supposed to take anything for those, how many hours? I don't know, it's like 12 hours or more. Yeah, you're not supposed to take anything. Like if your surgery is the next morning, you're not supposed to take anything the whole of that night. The morning for the surgery came finally, and I was taken to the, theater, and of course I was scared. Now this was my first time. I was scared. Anyone would be. So when I went, I found, the team that was supposed to operate on me came. They all came around me. You're in that bed, you're sleeping on that surgical bed, and people are all over around you. There's now the surgeon, there's the other surgeon that is helping the surgeon, there's the nurses, there's the anesthetist, there's whatever, an assistant, maybe someone who gives the items, and I could see the knives and all that was supposed to be used on me. The knives were, they were clattering, they were making that sound, so I heard the knives and I was even more scared. And what happened, these people, they came around me at the theater bed, and they told me, now we are going to pray. You know, first of all, they make you feel so comfortable. Now, then my anesthetist told me, now, Christine, we are going to make a short prayer and then we will start the procedure. So I don't know what happened, because I remember he just started like praying. I don't even remember if the prayer even started, because the last thing I remember is seeing there was a wall clock at the wall that was directly in front of me. So I saw time, and the time was around 9 a.m. And the next time I saw a clock after waking up was minutes past 2 p.m. So I think I was asleep for quite some time. And I also remember just before I slept, I struggled so much with the oxygen mask, because I think it depends with the expertise of these people, of different anesthetists. Because on that case, I felt that I really struggled with the mask. I think they put the mask before I slept. Before the anesthesia fully kicked in, they put in the mask. So it was choking me, and I struggled with it, and then finally I don't remember what happened after that. And then the other thing that I remember about the surgery, you know, after that you don't feel anything at all. You only wake up later in the recovery room. So I remember waking up so frantic, and like I was calling for my sister. I was just asking for people who were supposed to come and, you know, see me. I woke up a disturbed person. I didn't wake up peacefully. So I was really struggling. Even when I was waking up, I was really struggling with this mask that is on. It was really strangling me, and it wasn't a really smooth transition, both sleeping and waking up time. My next procedure, the one for hemorrhagic cyst, was done at Guru Nanak Hospital, the Indian hospital along Thika Road. And as I said, that was more of an emergency case, not even planned. I remember that surgery was done at night, and it was a smooth surgery. That one, I don't even remember what happened. That is one surgery. I don't remember what happened. I don't even have any experience of it. I only remember being taken to the theater and waking up in my bed. That was all. It was very smooth. But it was a painful surgery. Like, because I was cut open, like, and the place where it was painful. It was the recovery was a bit tough. It was a painful, yeah. It was a bit tough to recover from that, but I recovered, and I would say that one I don't have an experience, neither good or bad, because it was I just went to the theater and came out. I didn't even see myself coming out. I only remember waking up in my bed, in my ward bed, and I woke up peacefully. I stayed in the hospital for close to a week. I also said it was tough to recover from it. That one it took me time before I was even discharged. I went to the hospital in the morning, had the surgery done that same day in the afternoon, slept in the hospital, and the next day I was discharged. It was quite quick. So what happened, I was booked for that same day that I reported. So I remember going to the theater, and there was a longer waiting period between when you're taken to the room in waiting to go to the theater. So I remember going, that one was actually, this one was a bit, I knew what was happening, but I think the transitions, the period between now going to the actual theater and being taken from the ward, there was that period there, I became anxious, because I was taken to another room that I was supposed to now wait, and mark you, you're sleeping on that, the theater bed, the one that you'd be wheeled into to the theater. So you're sleeping like this as I waited for the surgeon to come. So I stayed there and I was shivering. I think it was cold. And then the theater, oh my God, the theaters are usually cold. I don't know what happens there, but the theaters are super cold. I don't know why. Does anyone know why theaters are so cold? Maybe you can enlighten us. because I remember I was shaking. And that time you're sleeping like this. You don't even want to turn, or you're not like, you just want to stay like this. The doctor came and I stayed there for a good at least 30 good minutes or more, or even close to an hour, before I was now taken inside now the theater. I think there was another procedure that was, had taken, I think, maybe longer than expected. So I went to the theater, and now the doctor and the anesthetist, they were talking to me, and I just told them, I know these things. I know you just want to, you don't want me to know while you're giving me the anesthesia, but I know that's what you're doing. So they laughed. And so now the anesthetist told me, okay then, so I want to give you the anesthesia and put this oxygen mask on. So I told him, okay. So he gave me the anesthesia, and remember, I'm so woke. In fact, this time I just want to see what happens between being given the anesthesia and sleeping. I was like, I want to see actually what happens. So he gave me the anesthesia, and within seconds, everything was going round. Like, I'm staring like this, trying not to sleep, but you cannot even control that, the urge to sleep. So it just comes. It comes like within seconds. So he gave me the anesthesia, and everything, like, I remember just, everything was whirling around until everything stops. And from there, you don't remember anything. I just remember now waking up, now in the same place, the same waiting room that I was before being wheeled to the theater. And I was shivering. This time I was shivering, not even shaking. I was shivering, my teeth were like I was cold. So I just remember waking up, trying to wake up. You wake up in like season 1 of waking up, season 2, season 3. Like, you don't just wake up and you're up. You start waking up, you sleep again, you start now feeling maybe your environment or what is going on around you. So I remember now I was feeling so cold. So someone next just talked to me. I think the person who was monitoring me for my recovery talked to me. He called me, Christine, can you hear me? So I said, I was shaking. So I said, it's cold. I am cold. I just said, I am very cold. So he took another blanket and put it on top of me and asked me if I'm okay. And yes, I was better. That was quite better. But I couldn't communicate. So I slept again. I woke up again. I slept again. Like, it's a whole process. I'm sure people who've been through, I've had surgery, can relate. You don't just wake up. You wake up in seasons. And finally, I was taken back to the ward. I was wheeled back to the ward. I could feel now I was in pain. Actually, I remember that night I slept, and they give you the pain medications, they give you the antibiotics and all that. And I was actually in pain, but I had already been advised that the procedure doesn't require me to stay in the hospital because it's less intrusive. So the next day we were discharged, went home to recover, and the recovery was also very fast. And as you can see, even the marks it's just the small marks that I have. And that was my experience in the theater. The procedures have definitely changed my life, in the sense that I got better from the conditions that had led me to have the operations. For instance, I got treated, you see my thyroid, I got treated, endometriosis is not like something you can treat, but you can manage. Now I went and I had the pain from the procedure. The pain was managed. Right now I'm not usually in pain, and life feels much better. Second, the procedure, going to the theater, has made me fearless, in the sense that I don't even fear death. I no longer fear death. I only maybe fear the circumstances around death, but death in itself is bliss. It is peaceful. Because if you've been to the theater and you've gone under full anesthesia, how is the experience like? You're just sleeping. It's blissful. In fact, when you wake up, you don't even want to wake up to this world. You somehow miss the deep sleep that you are in. And I thought to myself, if this is how death feels like, actually there's nothing to fear in death. Just live your life to the fullest, and when your time comes to go, like, don't live like fearing death, because death is actually very blissful. And of course, if you're a believer, you definitely believe that there's a better place that your soul will go to. Yeah, so have you loved this video so far? If you have, remember to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching up to this point, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember to always share the video, share the information, and in that case you'll be able to help me reach more people, and also you'll be able to help me build my YouTube community. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.